Hey guys, so I thought I would do something a little different today. I'm gonna start doing a few ASMR videos for the channel. I'd like to give it a try. So as somebody who enjoys ASMR myself, I thought it might be a fun little exercise. House Flipper 2 is the perfect game to play. I hadn't played the last Halloween update, so I thought we would give it a try. So here's the job description. Happy Halloween. It's officially the spooky season, and we have a perfect place to celebrate. Before you ask, yes, the owner agreed to pay for renovations if it means the place gets some use. My friends and I found it while urbexing. It's not only spacious enough to fit our instruments for band practice, but it also includes an honest-to-God bunker. We struggled to get inside, but luckily the owner found the access code, 7419. Here's our wish list. Sam is a visual artist. She would love a space to work on her photography and nice walls to display it. My roommates will rejoice if I move my practice there. I'm a singer in a goth band. And Alan just wants some quiet to work on his creative documentaries. Respectfully, Gloria Faluz. Let's get started. Alright, so here's the property that we will be renovating. As you can see, it's a bit of a fixer-upper. I don't doubt we will find something very spooky inside. But let's get started. First thing I always like to do with a property is clean it up. Oh, that's a cute little doll. So again, guys, this is my first attempt for the channel for an ASMR video, so if you would like for me to talk louder or softer, let me know. This is in no way my natural speaking voice. I will have to concentrate to keep this volume up. Very spooky. Okay. So there is supposed to be a bunker on this property, which we will definitely visit. So, I'm really enjoying House Flipper 2. I often will play it when I need to relax or just kind of clear out my thoughts. I like to sometimes listen to an audiobook or have a show on in the background. Overall, I really enjoy House Flipper 2. I loved House Flipper 1, and there's definitely some changes, but overall I find it quite enjoyable. So I heard something. I don't know if you heard it too. Okay. very spooky. They've had some interesting Halloween holiday updates. They do have a Christmas themed one, which I'm currently working on. I'm about halfway through it, so that's why I'm not doing the Christmas themed one, even though we're so close to Christmas. I only played a little bit of this one, just picking up some trash, because I wanted to make sure it was recording, or would record. I am using GeForce to record. The only downside is I can't, unlike OBS, I can't check it to make sure it's still recording, although I had a very good experience with GeForce and never had it not. Oh, you can see that tree has broken through the flooring. You can see the bunker down below. That's a very nice detail. As you can see, we've got so much trash. Now they do have a Scooby-Doo DLC. I love Scooby-Doo, so I would be very happy to add that DLC to my collection, which I will eventually. I think you are given a whole new town, and I think the areas that you renovate are based off of actual locations in the original Scooby-Doo cartoon. Which is pretty cool. The images I've seen look very good. I love the old Scooby-Doo cartoons. I also enjoy a pup named Scooby-Doo. I liked Scooby-Doo movies, the original 1960s Scooby-Doo. Then, the second and third season, which took place in the 70s. There were several Scooby-Doo movies, cartoon movies, that I think came out in the early 2000s that I liked. As for the live action films, while I did not enjoy the live action Scooby-Doo films, I will say I thought Matthew Lillard was an amazing Shaggy. He was so perfectly cast in that role. He's a very talented actor. I might watch the second Five Nights at Freddy's just for him. I think as far as the Five Nights at Freddy's movies go, whether you liked the first one or liked the games, I will say I was very impressed with how on point the aesthetics were in the first film. I think I spent so much time in the first viewing just really enjoying the way everything looked. So in case you forgot, there's the code again. That's funny. So we really are going to need that code for getting into the bunker. As you can see, I think it's starting to get a little bit light outside. I don't know if this lot will permanently be at night because there was a lot in one of the... Oh, I just realized that's a pumpkin. Oh, how cute. That's a pumpkin. They've got some nice little details on this lot. I really like that. So there was a lot that was always in night. In House Flipper 1, you had to do something at the back of the lot. I think it was covering up a grave or something, but once you did that, it got rid of all the hauntings in the house and stuff, which was, you know, a nice little detail. Okay, so this is the bunker. Okay, so we're gonna type in whoops. Hold on, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so we have some light. I'm sure we're gonna find all kinds of secrets in here. Okay. Alright, so these yellow rain slickers, they could be a reference to Stephen King's It. But thinking back to Scooby-Doo, I know there was an iconic villain in the original cartoon that wore a yellow rain slicker. I think he was a yellow rain slicker. I could be mistaken. They like to keep little secrets in their games, so... Okay. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. See, there's something behind there. Let's check make sure there's nothing in here first. Okay, we're gonna move this out. Yeah, see, that's not. So let's... Okay. Oh my. Okay. So we're gonna remove all this. This one block doesn't want to come out. Okay, maybe I just... There we go. Yeah, they like to have all kinds of little secrets in some of their lots. There was one property in House Flipper 1. That's too cute. I love that. Okay, so that's what I heard earlier. That's what I was hearing earlier. I want to believe that is a reference to The X-Files, which was a very popular and very long-running 1990s. It actually may have started in the 80s sci-fi show, and they had at least one movie, and then they rebooted it for a few seasons. I want to say a few years back. Anyway, it's a very good show. It was very strange, definitely a little quirky, but I would recommend it. I would love to rewatch it, but I don't have the time to sit through all 30 seasons. Like, I'm not kidding. I don't remember how many. I'm sure 30 is an exaggeration, but okay. But it was a very, that's too cute. It was a very, it was a very fun show. Anyway, so I think the story behind this was owned by somebody who, was into alien conspiracies. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's that tree branch again. So they built themselves a little bunker. The key must be right here. Oh. Oh. There's another secret room right here. That is very cool. So I think this is the little shed that we saw earlier. Okay. Oh, that's just the lights. Okay. So that's very cute. I like that. Yeah, some nice little details here. Alright. I don't think there's going to be anything in here. There was one artist's house where you had to keep finding keys to unlock various rooms, and they were hidden. Oh my goodness, there's a gun. They were hidden in behind portraits and the like. So yeah, so I guess this closes this. Oh, no, it does not. Oh, yes, it does. Alright, so let's get back to cleaning. That was a fun little secret. Nothing too terribly spooky. But very cool. But yeah, I'd love to get the Scooby-Doo DLC for this game. I think they're also getting ready to do pets. I don't know if we're gonna actually get animals in the game. You know, something I hate about aging is you have more and more things you have to do, but that's when all the stuff gets better. The tech gets better, the games get better, the shows get better, and you just don't have time for everything. You just feel like time is just slipping away from you. gosh, this place is such a disaster. Let's see what I can get rid of. Get rid of some of this clutter. It's driving me crazy. Oh, they want me to get rid of a lot of the greenery. So the good thing about doing these little missions, these little quests, jobs they call them, is that you can't accidentally delete something or sell something that the game doesn't want you to. So I can be a little careless with this. I don't know if we'll finish the job tonight, but that's okay. We can come back. I would like to get at least an hour's worth of footage for you. Hopefully without having to do too much editing. Editing just eats up so much of my time. So if you're wondering, there is a mod site that you can activate to give you a lot of funds for your game, for this game. And I've absolutely used it. I get very ambitious sometimes when I buy a property to flip. Of course, then I wind up liking the property so much, I wind up not selling it. I just realized I think my player characters left their lights on in their vehicle. Maybe not the best thing to do, especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere. So I think these bikes belong to the clients. Oh, they want us to get rid of all this. Hold on one second. Well, apparently we're keeping the fire. Oh, they want us to get rid of this too. So I guess this isn't gonna be a little... I think they want us probably to build something here. But there was a one of my favorite property in this game. My favorite property in this game was a little cabin in the woods that I've turned into a little writer's sanctuary, and it is heavily implied that the previous owner of the property kept a giant beaver in the basement, and it broke out. And just destroyed the property. I mean, it's basically a shell when you get to it. And I don't remember what the original quest was, or job was, that was tied to it, but when I finally bought the property, of course, it was a completely different story. So if you don't know, with House Flipper 2, you'll get these emails like we did for this property. And it's a job, and you have to renovate it according to the specifications of the owners. And well, once you have completed the tasks, you complete the job, you can repurchase that property. But the lot will be completely different. It'll have its own, a different layout sometimes, different problems. I often find that, unfortunately, I preferred the way the lot looked when I was renovating it versus the layout, the new layout when you purchase the property. So I'm very interested to see what this property is going to be like when it's time to, when you can actually purchase the property. If you want a game that is just very relaxing, task-oriented, but gives you a lot of freedom, I think House Flipper is a pretty good bet. The first one's great. You can probably get it on sale. Relatively cheap. And I'm really enjoying House Flipper 2. Now they've changed some of the gameplay bits, components, and I think they've improved it overall. Like I said, I don't know if we'll complete this lot. Probably not, because there's just so much work to be done. But if I don't finish it in this gameplay, we will come back and finish it. I'll reserve this property just for our gameplay videos. And then I have several more to finish. So there's definitely plenty I can do here. Sometimes what I like to do is when I'm playing a lot that's kind of has that creepy, cozy vibe, I'll play one of the YouTube channels that talk about things like ghost ships or scary stories, urban legends. Boy, I can do quite a bit. They're wanting me to basically gut this place. Definitely opening it up here. I do like that you can sell your trash. Get a little bit of money from it. Now, do I want to go ahead and... I've already closed that off. Let's see what I can sell in here. I imagine they want me to completely gut this interior. I would think they'd want to keep the extinguisher, but I guess not. Did that turn on? There we go. Oh, they don't want us to close that. Alright, we'll come back to that. Trying to sell as much as I can before I get started. It gives you a little bit more funds. So let's see. They want me to sell a few more things. They want me to build. I imagine... Wait, hold on. So... I'm gonna sell all that. We need to get rid of... over here. So we've got 3 trees. So much to get rid of. So what would you do with this property if you were given this? Like, what would you turn it into? I need to go ahead. Okay. I think they're going to want that to be the sauna door. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. That looks more like the... well... Like I said, this is a very time-consuming game, but I mean, that's the gameplay, is renovating everything. Okay, so they want this door here. Go ahead and grab that. Throw that away. Well, let's see. What else can I talk about while we work on this this potential? So Fallout has started their new season. I was thinking the other day, I have to say my favorite Fallout game would be New Vegas. I really do like 3 and 4 though. I do have the Fallout London mod. I'm sad to say it's very difficult for me to play. I'm not very far in it. I really am enjoying it. It feels like a proper Fallout game, and I've always wanted to explore the world of Fallout in different countries. Like London is an excellent setting for the Fallout universe. I wouldn't mind seeing China. It's referenced so much in the Fallout game, so I'm very curious to see basically anywhere in the country of China. They did have a DLC that took place in, I believe it was Anchorage, Alaska. I think it was called Anchorage. I think that's the name of the DLC. I think that came with maybe Fallout 3. But the Fallout TV show this season looks like it's going to take place around New Vegas, and I absolutely loved Fallout New Vegas. My favorite, one of my all-time favorite DLCs was Old World Blues, which didn't take place in New Vegas, but was part of the Fallout New Vegas game. So I'm very excited. We're going to get a lot of the characters and factions that were in New Vegas. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I really enjoyed the first season. So I'm very interested to see how everything plays out. It's supposed to stick to canon. So I am interested to see, since I think the TV series is set after the events of New Vegas. I'm very interested to see what the canon ending is for Fallout New Vegas. So when I played New Vegas, I did get all the endings. I did, because, you know, of course, that was back when I had a lot of time, so I could, you know, spend the time to get all the different endings for New Vegas, and they were all very interesting. And You could have Yes Men run New Vegas, which would be interesting. I'm pretty sure that one's not canon, but it would have been interesting to see if that if that does wind up being canon, which I doubt it. I don't know which one would be canon. I feel as though the NCR would be the NCR ending would be canon, but the way the NCR faction is laid out in New Vegas, they kind of felt very weak to me. Like they felt like they were very much scrambling. Like I always found it so weird that Caesar's Legion had managed to have such a hold on New Vegas, or rather the area of, let's see, I think New Vegas took place in parts of Arizona, Utah, Nevada, of course, Colorado, and maybe no, not California, but Utah was definitely in one of the DLCs. Obviously Nevada, and Arizona, and I just thought it was just so interesting because to me, Caesar's Legion was so primitive as a faction, and with all the advancements in technology which they were against, it kind of seemed strange to me that they would have such a foothold, but I'm sure there's a reason for that. But and it's been so long since I've played, I'm sure I've forgotten so much of the lore, but oh, that's too cute. That's too cute. I kind of don't want to get rid of the little because they're so cute. But anyway, I'm very interested to see where it goes. You know, I like the characters that they have in the Fallout TV show. I love Elle. she's so she's a very likable character, you know, but not in a. I mean, she's a little corny, but it's like it's kind of what you would expect growing up in a vault. But she, okay, we're getting rid of that. But the actress is able to play her without being too cringy. Like, you know, you can believe that her character is authentically the way she is, and I really enjoy her. And then I like the Ghoul. He's our anti-hero. So yeah, I I love this. Yeah, so I'm very interested. Some friends are wanting to do a watch party, so of course I'm happy to rewatch. I feel like I feel like that there is so much detail in there that if I rewatch, I'll get to notice things that I missed the first time. I really shouldn't have opened this before I finished, but oh, this artwork looks like something out of Fallout. Any event, but I'm just, when big projects like this, I get kind of overwhelmed. I'm not quite sure where to really go. I really want to do this flooring before I do anything else. Would this be what they want for the bottom? Yes, that's what they're wanting for the flooring. Let's go ahead and get some of this flooring down. We're gonna have to, of course. Actually, what I need to do. Here we go. So I will definitely say I'm certainly not the best designer for House Flipper. I tend to be very basic with my design and then just add trinkets and odds and ends as I go about. And I do feel like I get better with each new project, but definitely I've seen some people's renovations and they're just leagues better than my own. So I would definitely say I am not the best designer by far. In fact, you'll probably watch me and be like, I could do so much better than this. There's a reason I'm not an interior designer. But what games like this and, say, The Sims do is you can make mistakes. You can afford to make mistakes. You can change your mind midway through a project. It's not real money and it's not real. You're on your own time, not some client's time, and not, That's what's so good about games like this. But yeah, it's just, it's very satisfying seeing a project come together. Now, am I gonna wanna, or do I wanna, yes, they wanna get rid of this. I like that they have these little guides that'll help you, and I can't accidentally overextend, which unfortunately I think was a thing in the first House Flipper. I think there were a couple of times I accidentally went over where they wanted me to, and of course that's lost profit from the job, and you need the profit from the job to buy properties. And then if you're like me, where you get to the point you don't want to sell because you're just enjoying the property too much, then it becomes a problem. But yeah. This is what I can't. Like, your character can't get hurt. Like, my character can jump off the building and she'll be fine. It's because it's not that kind of game, but still. I find this very satisfying, this sound. Of course, I can hear that air conditioning downstairs. Why don't we turn that off so we can just listen to the sound? I know some people enjoy that. What do you think? Would you prefer that I leave it on or turn it off in future projects? We can always turn it back on. Oh, I gotta do some more here. Let's go ahead. So I think we'll try to go for another 30 minutes. I don't know if I'll do any editing to this. Like I said, I'm working on keeping my voice low. I won't know how much of my voice is being drowned out or if it's getting too soft until later, and I'll have to make adjustments. So we're gonna keep it to about an hour if we can. Maybe go a little bit over. Of course, I'm very tired, and it would be another. Yeah, I always count for at least twice the amount of time to edit because I have to rewatch the video, and then, depending on edits, try to make it enjoyable. So, I guess what we could do is I'd like to talk about some of the other videos I'm doing. So right now I'm playing Bloodlines 2, and I'm enjoying it for the most part. There's a couple of things, but for the most part, do I want to keep this or do I want to do the... Let's see what the other... Yes, I think this will be better for the... Let's do this for the... Oh, that's gonna really pop. That's gonna really pop. Yes, so I'm doing Bloodlines 2. I'm also finishing up Thimbleweed Park. I will do the DLC for it as soon as I finish Thimbleweed. I will be starting Mouthwash as soon as I get some of these bigger playthroughs completed. I do know that the game was banned. I'm not sure why. So we'll see how that goes. I may have to adjust the rating, like the rating for viewing it. It just depends. But I think I'm gonna have to knock out this. It's looking like yes. Overall, I consider this, you know, a mature channel. I try not to play anything particularly controversial or obscene. I play the kind of games I want to play, you know, that I would enjoy watching. So, I assume that my audience is the same, so I would prefer that kids not watch, although I don't think I have anything that's particularly, perhaps not the Puppet Combo or Black Eyed Peas games. Maybe kids shouldn't, I would say kids probably shouldn't watch those, but I try not to swear in my gameplays. Although I'm not going to censor a game that does, because again, I'm assuming my audience is an adult. But if there's anything particularly explicit, I will try to perhaps edit that or cut it out. You know what I mean. I just, like I said, I try to keep my channel pretty PG-13, maybe rated R in terms of the games that I play, but then we have games like this, which is very, very PG. Actually, I would say this could be a G setting, honestly, because I don't think there's really anything in these games that would be particularly controversial or problematic, or but I just try to play things that I think are fun and entertaining to watch. I love that sound that they make when you... This sound. Ooh, that was the wrong one. The sound is so satisfying. Yeah, we should have had daylight by now, so I think this property will always be in night mode. So it looks like that's all. Oh, I'm going to get rid of this roof. It appears that this roof is going to go. And we're getting rid of these beams. So I may have to get a scaffolding to get up there because I don't have a ladder anymore. Which is fine. Oh my, look at all these games. Oh, they're all scratched up. Hopefully the discs inside are okay. I would love to have a PS5, but I think they're still retailing for $600, so that's not going to happen. I can't. I invested a lot of money into my PC, saved up a really long time to be able to afford it. To me, it is my most precious possession right now. So that's the big investment I made, that and my car, which I, again, saved up for and paid in cash. So those are the two things that, yeah, I feel are the best investments, other than my savings account that's with, that I'm drawing on for my retirement, hopefully. Are we going to be getting rid of this? No, so it looks like we're going to go ahead and... So what else? I've got Return of the Obra Dinn that I'm playing. It's a very interesting, very unique game. I enjoy it quite a bit. Now, I do have a couple of newer games that I've never played that I'd like to add to the channel, as well as some older Steam games I have that I've never played that I'd also like to play. But the two new ones are Night Signal and what's the other one called? The something Creek Killings? Murders? It's some sort of detective game. It's been on my wish list forever, and they had a delightful sale on Steam that's probably still going on right now if you want to take advantage of it. But major savings going on, and of course I couldn't afford to get much because I'm, trying to save. But I did manage to snag a couple of very inexpensive games. I think the most expensive game I got was like $3.99, but I got two games, and then and that's it for this year. That's all I can afford to give myself this year. Because just as a way of rewarding myself, we're doing house renovations, and I need some stress relief. Oh, I so don't want to get rid of these things. I love them so much. But yes, I'd love to play those. I'm moving away from horror. I used to be a very big horror game gamer, but I'm kind of moving away. That doesn't mean I won't play horror games for the channel. I do enjoy horror games, but I'm kind of moving more toward mystery games, which I'm not good at. I am not a natural detective at all, but I do enjoy playing them. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of those in the future, and just general adventure games. Of course, there will still be horror games. I do enjoy the genre, but it's getting to the point where so many horror games nowadays are so similar, and I'm getting kind of bored. There was one game I saw that I had on my wish list and I took it off because I watched gameplay of it and I was like, It was, it had a demo and I can't think of the name of the game, but it's a good looking game, but you know, it has so many problems that so many horror games have nowadays, where it feels like a haunted house attraction simulator, you know, where you just, there's not much of a plot, or the plot is very basic, and you're just moving from room to room to see the scares. And it's just, everything just feels like it's devoid of any real purpose or meaning. And so many indie horror games are doing this thing where their perspective is just really off. And I understand creating a game is very difficult to do. It's very difficult. It's very time consuming. You know, you pour money into it. You have to have a certain knowledge base, and gameplay wise, I would say the game is fine. And they clearly know what makes a very tense, like they know that you need good sound, and they know like how a scare, like a good proper scare works. Like they know the mechanics. They know that, oh, you're going to turn this corner and you're going to see something move off in your peripherals and stuff like that. Like they understand the mechanics of a good scare, but it didn't seem well executed. It just seemed like it was a little too predictable. And it's a demo that's, you know, fairly popular. A lot of YouTubers are playing it. I can't think of the name of it, but I was just super disappointed with it. Oh, the perspective. So, people are making their characters too tall. It takes away from a sort of vulnerability if you're, you know, if your character is towering over everything. If they feel too tall, and then, you know, they'll make the character too tall and the assets are too short. Like you can tell that the furniture came from a different pack than the house or the room that they've customized, and it's just like it's just a little nitpicky thing that just really bothers me. And I'm seeing it breaks the immersion for me, and it's just something that's, I'm really sick of seeing in indie games. And so, like I said, so many of these indie horror games just feel like, you know, or they'll all use the same filter or the same sepia or grayscale, and it just are the same sort of jump scare, and it's just like I'm over it. You're not, like, I don't expect indie devs to necessarily break the rules or reinvent the wheel. It wouldn't be fair to want that. I think I built that wall too high, but it wouldn't be fair to ask that of indie devs, you know. But I do expect to be immersed in the game. I don't want the game should not be predictable, particularly if you're going to sell this game. You know, I can give a lot of leeway to a free game by an indie dev because they're, you know, cutting their teeth and they're still figuring out everything, and every game is going to be a learning experience. But if you're charging for a game, then I'm going to ask a little more of you. So, but yeah, I took the game off my wish list because I was like, I'm not playing this. This just looks, I'm just not interested. Some games they'll try to get by with the haunted house attraction vibe by saying, "Well, you're dreaming. This is a dream," or in some cases they'll be like, "Oh no, this actually is some sort of theme park attraction," you know, but or this is a training ground or something to that effect, but yeah, so it's something that's I'm not liking. It's not a trend. And all games go through trends. It's, their devs are going off of what is, popular with audiences. You want to sell your game so that you can make more games. So you can reach your goal of making games for a living, doing what you love for a living. And I understand that. I really do want to be supportive. In fact, I should be a little bit more supportive of indie devs, I feel, or just any kind of small time dev, but speaking of improving, I think what I'm going to start doing is when I do things like vacuum, because people find that sound very relaxing, I'm just not going to speak. Yes. Now let's turn on the fan. How nice. How nice. What are they wanting to do here? Oh, we're going to have a little gaming area over here. That's nice. We're not ready for that yet, though. We still have so much work to do up here. Oh, there's just so much to do. Oh, let's do a little vacuuming. How nice. How nice. Okay, so what are they wanting? Oh yes, one of them said she was in a band, but I think that's going to be for the bunker portion. It looks like we're turning this area into a cool little Halloween-y vibed lounge area. So I think here the devs are wanting to show off their Halloween stuff for the update. Oh, as you can see, this is why you wait. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna just put these here for right now. I think I've seen this painting in a few other games. Do I need this anymore? Probably not. Alright, unfortunately we're gonna have to clean this up, I think. I'm sad to see that go. I really like that. That is absolutely tragic. I would have wanted to keep the ghost. I mean, the aliens are cool, but there's a little too much green paint splashing about. So House Flipper 1 and 2 has a feature where you can opt to have glass as opposed of roaches, because apparently some people are terrified of roaches, which I never considered, but that is a nice little... Is it getting daylight? No. I was like, wait a second, maybe I did enough that it's daylight, but no. Okay, let's get this picked up. Alright guys, we're close to ending the video, I think. You know, I'm very curious. What are they gonna want me to do up here? Oh, I need to put these windows. Let's put these windows up and then we'll... I love the sound that they make when you plop them. I gotta fix these real quick. We'll fix this. So if you enjoyed this kind of video, I would highly recommend you check out the librarian's Minecraft Creative World builds. He is amazingly creative and talented when it comes to Minecraft. Building and constructing Minecraft neighborhoods, like you'll have a whole story behind it. It's great. I look forward to those videos because they're so enjoyable. If you're not subscribed to the librarian, you really should, because I love his channel. I don't get to watch it much, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and end the gameplay here. If you will hit that like button and subscribe so you get notified when I come back to this ASMR gameplay build. I'm gonna try to post an ASMR video every other week. I can do it every week if people like it enough. But otherwise it's gonna be every other week, every third week, something like that. Right now I think this is about as good as I can do, because I naturally speak more quickly and louder, and I'm really having to strain. Would you like these videos to go longer? Thank you so much for watching the video. Again, hit that like, subscribe, leave me a lovely comment, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bonsoir.